the surprise is really only in the timing, not in the selection of who is actually going to succeed Doug McMillon. John Furner's been in a position for the last 6 years as CEO of Walmart US. Everyone has presumed that he would be the heir apparent to the CEO role. So it's really just a matter of the timing of it that has caught people a little bit by surprise today.
I'm looking at this guy, the Mr. McMillon. He's only 59 years old. Now what? I mean, that's kind of young, right?
It is reasonably young. He's been at the helm since 2014.
Okay, 10 years.
And I will say to his credit, he's really implemented a cultural change at Walmart. If you think back to, the early knots, Walmart had a bit of a reputation as maybe a bully with some of their suppliers and partners. And that culture has really evolved to where it's much more of a technology-led company. They're willing to experiment. They try, they fail, they move on. They've tried different strategies, and they're not afraid to back away when they're not panning out and to delve into something new. And that cultural shift really is attributed to Doug McMillon.
Okay.
And as for the timing, it just may be he feels that it's his time to have left his mark on the company and move on.
What does this mean for a company like Target or anyone else that competes with Walmart? Does this present an opportunity, or are things just going to go exactly as they were at Walmart, where the strategy remains consistent and there's no real entry point for someone who has maybe been an also ran to kind of close the gap?
I think that's a great question. And when it comes to tactics, we're not expecting any major pivot in strategy by John Furner when he takes over as CEO. But to be fair, I mean, Walmart is firing on all cylinders at the moment, and they're gaining market share. They're growing their top line, growing their profit. So they're doing quite well. That said, at Target, we also had a new CEO announced not long ago. And for Michael Fidelke, who's moving into the CEO role, it's much more about the focus on Target's transformation and a turnaround plan. Now, whether that presents an opportunity with a change at Walmart as well, that's a little hard to say, because I think first Target's got to get their house in order before they go after other people's houses as well.
All right. So stepping back here, what's the play for Walmart? If you're an investor in Walmart today, why are you an investor in Walmart today?
Well, Walmart has done an admirable job of increasing the breadth of their business while simultaneously becoming more focused. If you think over the last several years, they've exited some of their international markets where they weren't performing well. They've really focused on technology, the implementation of things like AI to support their business. Their digital sales growth is growing. The marketplace for online sales is growing. So, when you look at it from an investor perspective, there are a lot of things that are happening at Walmart that should lead to consistent future growth. And that also includes, a lot of the, it includes the efforts that they're making to bring higher income households into their group. And if they're able to successfully retain those households going forward, that just sets up a whole new wave of potential growth for Walmart in the long run, with a much more robust core customer. And so those are the kinds of things where you look at them relative to competitors and how those peers are valued. And although, from a valuation perspective, Walmart is, more expensive than it had been, there's still a lot of opportunity to grow.